If you're at home, you probably can't see my dry erase board, but that's okay because you can verbally hear me. And the first thing we have to do is review our roots that we have already learned. Our first root was P-H-O-N, phone. Everyone, right now in the chat, what does phone mean? Addison, put that paper away. I said in the chat, Mr. Ethan, tell me in the chat, what does P-H-O-N stand for? P-H-O-N, it is one of our roots. You only need to type it in once. Woohoo! I see correct answers. Phone means sound, like telephone. You need sound for telephone or telegraph. Great job, guys. All right, our next root is photo, P-H-O-T-O. Tell me, what does photo mean? Ethan, you are incorrect. Photo, what does photo mean? Light. It means light. Because you need light in order to take a photo, like photography or photograph or photographer all start with P-H-O-T-O. Our other root that we learned last week was viz, V-I-S, which is just some sign language in case you were wondering. What does viz mean? Like visual or supervision or night vision. I don't know. Oh, looks like I got some correct answers. It is C, S-E-E. Vision means see. And our last root of the review, we don't have any new ones to learn this week. This week we're just reviewing them, and then next week we'll have some new ones, is odd, A-U-D. What does A-U-D mean? It does. It means here, and it is the H-E-A-R here, not H-E-R-E here. It is H-E-A-R, which is the type like you hear with your ears, okay? So great job. That was our first review. Perfect, perfect. We are moving on from review, and we are heading to... Landon, do not put unnecessary things in my chat. I swear, if I see that again, I'm going to make you get off my chat, okay? Okay. You don't need to say yay. That is unnecessary. All right. We are moving on to our vocabulary. Dun, dun, dun. We have 5 new vocabulary words this week. Our story this week is not very long, so only 5, which is exciting. And I don't feel like any of them are too crazy out of the box. I think we kind of know what most of them mean, okay? So the first one is maneuver. M-A-N-E-U-V-E-R. It is a verb. Does anyone want to give it a try and tell me what maneuver means? In the chat. Well, then don't turn it off. I didn't tell you to turn it off. Ooh, I see 2 people, a couple people that already got it right. Perfect. It means to move. So maneuver means to move something or you move. So right now, Mrs. Kneifel is maneuvering around the room. Woohoo! I don't know if you can tell, but right now I'm going around the room. I'm maneuvering. Or, you know, I just moved my computer. So maneuver is a verb. It's something that you do. And I shouldn't be able to hear myself. One of you need to turn off your sound or something. Someone over here. Maneuver means to move something. So a sentence could be, Mrs. Kneifel likes to maneuver around the room, meaning to move around the room. Perfect. Give me a thumbs up if you're good with maneuver. What? I'm what? Your sound is faster than so like you said perfect. I'm sorry. Like 5 seconds later. Mrs. Kneifel just jogged around the room because I'm hot. Okay, number 2 is specialized. S-P-E-C-I-A-L-I-Z-E-D. So does anyone know what this might mean? Type it in the chat if you think you know. This one is kind of hard to explain. It does not mean handicapped. Yes, there's a picture of a person in a wheelchair. It does not mean handicapped at all. Mia, you're kind of on the right track. Feel free to type it in my chat. Specialized. If you don't know, no big deal. That's what we're here. We're here to learn. So specialized, for example, if a company specialized in something, it provided a specific type of product. So Mrs. Kneifel specializes in teaching. That is the only thing I provide is teaching instruction. I also don't bake cakes on the side. I'm a teacher. So that's what I specialize in. So if a, Ford Motor Company only creates like cars and trucks and stuff, they specialize, yes, thank you. They specialize in cars and motors and stuff. McDonald's isn't going to be making a motor. That's not what they specialize in. They specialize in food. So if a company specialized in something, it provided a specific type of product. So this one is past tense, specialized, meaning like it already happened. So keep that in mind if you're writing this for your vocabulary sentence for homework later. But you could say like my father used a company that specialized in making fruit. That's not a good one. Okay, fruit is not a good example because you grow fruit. But anyways, specialized. It's something specific. It's what you mainly do. Okay? Give me a thumbs up if you're good to go with that one. It's not specially made, Landon. It is like the company's only making that thing. Okay? Once again, Landon, don't just say random things in the chat. Awesome. Okay. Our next one is an adjective. Can someone remind me what an adjective is in our chat? Because Mrs. Kneifel has just forgotten what an adjective is. What's an adjective? An adjective is not a person, place, or thing. That's a noun. What's an adjective, guys? Mia, that's a verb. Describing, correct, Mark, engage. It's a describing. Adjective describes something. So like purple, that would be an adjective word. Big, adjective. This word we're going to learn about is elite. E-L-I-T-E, elite. Does anyone know what elite means? If I said, oh, snap, she is elite at basketball, what does that mean? Elite. Very good. Good at it. Good. Super good. Good. Okay, we need to work on our, top quality mark. Woo, I like that. So elite members of a group are those that are best or most skilled. So if I said she was an elite basketball player, that means she is literally the best at it. She's like either, plays in the Olympics or she plays with the WNBA, something like that. They're at the top of their game, okay? Mrs. Kneifel is elite at nothing, okay? I'm just going to let you know. I'm not an elite person. But so elite, they're at like the top of their game. So Olympics, people that are in the Olympics, they are elite people because they're like the best, So that is what elite means. Some of you guys were right on track. So great job. And once again, it's an adjective. So I could say a sentence would be, the most elite athletes are invited to compete in the Olympics. The best athletes are invited to compete. And there's a picture of someone like high jumping, okay? All right, number 4, coming your way. This one, if you're an at-home learner, you haven't seen it yet, but if you're an in-class learner, and you're specifically in Mrs. Sittig's room, you've seen this. If you're in my room, you've seen this word. It is Thank you, Mackenzie. That's so sweet. Objective. What is an objective? And right now there is objectives on Mrs. Sittig's board, which I'm in Mrs. Sittig's class if you didn't know. Objective. It is a noun. It's a thing. What is an objective? Tell me in the chat. Everyone should have kind of a clue what this is. It's definitely a word we're going to start using more often is what's going to happen, okay? Corgan, it is not names, ma'am. A mission you complete. Ethan, that's a good way to do it. Something that you do. Something that you do. An example would be like, the objective of our lesson today is to run a mile. So instead of the word objective, we could use another word right there. What word could we use instead of objective? The objective of today's lesson is to run a mile. What word could we use instead of objective? Type it in the chat. Goal. An objective is just a goal. So when I say the goal is to run a mile, we could also say the objective is to run a mile. So right now, Mrs. Siddick on her board has objectives. In science, your goal or objective for the week is to classify and describe types of ecosystems. That's your goal for the week, what your goal is for learning. So every week we have objectives for reading class, language arts, science, everything. So for language arts, everyone in 5th grade has the same objectives this week. The objective is to learn different types of sentences. There's interrogative, there's, I can't think of any of the other ones right now. Of course, I'm putting myself on the spot. But anyways, that's your goal for language arts. In reading this week, your goal is to be able to describe the 4 roots that we've done, what we just practiced, the phone, photo, viz, and odd. That is a learning objective or goal for the week. Okay? Everyone good on objective? I like the word objective. Everyone should start using it more. You could be like, Mom, the objective is the objective for today is to get my room clean, you know? And then she'd be like, oh, snap, objective? And you'd be like, yeah, it means goal. And then she'd be so impressed. So everyone get on the objective train, okay? All right, this is our final vocab word, but do not get off. We still have more to do, so it's not like we're done. Our final one is traditional, which is another descriptive word, adjective, Traditional. Traditional. What does traditional mean? This is another one that may not be the easiest to explain. The kids in my class had a hard time explaining it, but tell me, what does traditional mean? Boop. Boop. I would say, for example, this school year is not a traditional year. Long established, Elijah, that's good. Something your family does every year, or week or month, something you do every year. It does not necessarily mean celebrate, Landon. So traditions is something that has been made or done in a certain way for a very long time. So traditionally, school is 5 days a week, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. How long has it been like that? Ages and ages and ages. This year, it's not traditional because we have hybrid schedule, right? And some days you're at home, some days you're at school. Although you're still learning, it is not traditional. But traditional is when things have been the same for years and years and years. So your family probably has traditional things. Maybe every Thanksgiving you go to your grandma's house and you've been doing that your whole life. Okay, well, that's going to be a traditional thing that happens in your family. Corrigan. So Christmas, I don't know. Does your family celebrate Christmas? What do they do? Traditional is how something is done, and it's been done for a really long time. Okay? Not everyone celebrates Christmas. So Christmas is not a traditional holiday for everyone. Christmas itself is not necessarily traditional. It's just a holiday, okay? Not everyone celebrates it, so it wouldn't be, I do celebrate Christmas, but if I didn't celebrate Christmas, then it wouldn't be traditional for me. So it just kind of depends. But those are all of our words that will be in our story this week. So once again, we have maneuver, which is a verb, something that you do. Specialized is a verb, you specialize in something. We have elite, which is an adjective. We have objective, which is a noun. And then we have traditional, which is an adjective. I have a short little game for us to play with these vocab words. I mean, it's not like game, but it's okay. So what I have is I have a list of like this or that. So I'm going to say, yeah, Eden, that's a good definition, something that's been passed down for years. Good job. So what is going to happen is I'm going to say the vocabulary words. Then I'm going to say sentence 1 or sentence 2. And you're going to tell me which sentence goes with the vocabulary word. So if I said blue as my word, okay, let's pretend blue is our word. And then I said the sky is blue. Or I said, okay, that's a bad example. What if I said popcorn, okay? My word is popcorn. And then one sentence is microwave food that is delicious, or another one is to read around the room. We would be talking about one, popcorn, you know, like the food we eat, not like the popcorn reading. That was kind of a weird example. Anyways, if you don't get it, it's okay. But you'll see as we continue on. So first, I'm going to read the word. And then I'm going to read 2 sentences, and you're going to type sentence 1, or you're going to type 1 or 2. If you type 1, that means you think sentence 1 goes with it. Kaden, you're going to have to put that water bottle down because it's making a lot of noise, sir. Or sentence 2, you're going to type 2, okay? So our first word is objective, okay? And remember, objective means goal. So Marilyn was determined to have a full active life. That's sentence 1. Sentence 2 is Marilyn did not think she would ever be active again. Which one of those sentences, 1 or 2, goes with the word objective? Sentence 1 or 2? Ten more seconds, and then I'm going to go over the answer. You should only be typing it 1 time. Okay, that's really important because there's 31 of you on here right now. Well, 30 because I'm 31. So if all of you type it in 3 times, that's a lot. So please only type it in once, Isaac. All right, so far I'm seeing lots of correct answers. The correct answer is 1. Marilyn was determined to have a full active life. That means she had a goal to have a full and active life. Great, that's her goal, and that's what objective means. Go us, we were correct. If you did not say number 1, now you know why. The next one is maneuver. Maneuver is the word. Sentence 1. She had a difficult time sitting in her old heavy wheelchair. Sentence 2. She moved her new light wheelchair all around the court. Which one of those has more to do with maneuver? Where did my chat go? My chat has escaped me. Yeah, it rolled out. Oh, wait, there it is. Which one means maneuver? I'm seeing lots of correct answers. If you're having a difficult time moving, you're obviously not maneuvering. So the correct answer is sentence 2. Great job, guys. Number 3, this one I think is what the hardest one that my kids, or the one my kids had the most trouble with, okay? So, 3, traditional. Older standard wheelchairs can tip easily. Or number 2, sport wheelchairs have a wide wheelbase and are very stable. So think about what traditional means. And then which one? Sentence 1 or sentence 2? It's okay. It's not a race. All right, I've seen a few mixed answers, but I'm seeing a lot of correct. The correct answer is sentence 1, because if we're talking about older and standard wheelchairs, that means traditional wheelchairs, the ones that were originally invented. So when I think of traditional, I also kind of sometimes think of like original. So like the traditional McDonald's menu had like hamburgers and French fries, then chicken nuggets were added later. Okay, so there's that. Go us. Number 4 is elite. So the word we are working with is elite. The Paralympics are held right after the Olympics. Or sentence 2, the best wheelchair athletes compete in the Paralympics. Sentence 1 or sentence 2? We're talking about elite. All right, the correct answer is number 2 because we're talking about the best wheelchair athletes. And what does elite mean? The best at it. So the correct answer was 2. And our final one for our tiny little vocabulary game is for specialized, okay? Specialized. Sentence 1. That doctor only treated patients with spinal cord injuries. Or 2. That doctor encouraged her patients to exercise every day. Which one has to do with specialized? Amia, are you focusing, ma'am? All right, once again, I'm seeing tons of correct answers. Awesome. It is number 1 because the doctor specializes in spinal cord injuries, only works with spinal cord injuries. So that's awesome, guys. You did a great job. I am now going to share my screen. So you don't necessarily have to get on HMH right now because I'm just going to share my screen. So you don't have to worry about being on HMH. You can just look at my screen and it'll be fine. Because we are going to go through, oh wait, where's that now? We're going to go through the overview of our story for the week. If, I ever get there. Mrs. Kneifel, sometimes it's just not working out. Sorry for the moment break. So we'll just be talking about the genre that it is and a few things, and then I will tell you about your homework, and then we will be headed off. Class does end at 10:40 today? No. What time does it end? 11:25. So we still have like 20 minutes. So I'm still good on time. Sorry, I'm just a little. If I ever get my screen to share, we will continue on. A Chrome tab. All right. That's not what I want to share. It should be sharing momentarily. As soon as I see it on one of your screens, I will get started. Might be wise if you to spotlight what's going to be coming up in just a minute instead of everyone else. Everyone else is not really what I'm sharing. Still waiting for it to show up on screens. Anyone have it yet? No. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. I'm going to give it 30 more seconds, and then we should probably be able to get started. This is the prepare to read page, and it is wheelchair sports is pretty much the title of our thing today. The entire title is wheelchair sports from hang glider to wheeler dealer. Dun, 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 dun. So we can all assume it's going to have something to do with wheelchairs. Please nod your head if you agree, right? It's literally called wheelchair sports. Probably something to do with people in wheelchairs, right? So this is an informational text that we're going to be reading. And an informational text gives us facts and examples about a topic. So does that mean this is a nonfiction thing or a fiction thing? If it's giving us facts and examples, real or not real, people, type it in my chat. Real or not real? Blah, blah, blah. Real, sorry. Yeah, if it's giving us factual information, is it real? Not real? Tell me what you think. It is. It's real. It's going to be giving us real facts. So what we're going to be reading starting tomorrow, it's going to be real facts. You're going to be able to take that knowledge and tell someone else about it. So in informational text such as this, authors of informational text may organize their ideas using headings and subheadings, by grouping main ideas and key details, or by explaining using cause and effect. So in this, it's another kind of short read like last week. It's about 5 pages, and there are little subheadings throughout it. So there's going to be, a whole section about this, and then a whole section about this, and a whole section about this. And that's just a way for an author to keep things organized. So that will be in our story. And we're also going to try to find some cause and effects when we read, because cause and effects might be our text structure. Dun, da, da, da. Also, this is more of a scientific text, so there may be words that are super specific to this story. Maybe words that we don't hear all the time, but are specific to, wheelchair sports. And then finally, informational texts often include visuals such as charts, diagrams, graphs, timelines, and maps. And I've already looked through it, and there are definitely some visuals in here. There is a graph, so we will have visuals. It's not just a story, which is great. Visuals help us learn. So those are a few more things that will be in our story, which is fabulous. And then lastly, down here, I just want you to think right now, be thinking. The title is Wheelchair Sports, Hang Glider to Wheeler Dealer. Then the genre is informational text. So I just want you to know, or you to think right now, what do you already know about wheelchair sports? And about wheelchair sports, think about how they affect the lives of people. Make sure you stay muted. Think of, how does it help or affect people who can't walk? I just want you in your mind be thinking, what do I already know about wheelchair sports? And then, so I want you to think what you already know in your mind, but then in the chat, I want you to type to me, what do you want to learn about wheelchair sports? I think there's a ton of things that I'm hoping to learn in this story. I actually cannot fully remember this story like I've remembered some of the other ones. So tell me in the chat what's something you're hoping to learn in the story. And if you don't have anything off the top of your head, that's fine. I'm excited to read this story. Is there anything you make sure we're muted, Elijah? It sounds like you're unmuted. We should be completely muted. Otherwise, I will have to ask you to leave my chat. Okay, so Michaela wants to know what sports are able to be with a wheelchair. Like, I don't really think gymnastics you could be in a wheelchair necessarily. So what sports can you actually do in a wheelchair? I don't know. So hopefully that is something we get to learn. That's a great one, Michaela. Thanks for sharing what you want to learn. Anyone else have anything that they would like to learn about wheelchair sports? Okay, so how do they play it with other people? Like think about basketball. There's a lot of guarding. Like, can you guard someone in a wheelchair? How do you do that type of thing? I'm like really interested on the rules. Are rules the exact same? Are there differences? Rochelle just wants to learn more about the wheelchairs themselves. That's great, because are all wheelchairs good for sports? I don't know. Maybe there's some that are better than others. If you could golf while being in a wheelchair? I don't know. How long it takes people to learn this sport? Right, because if there's different rules, say for basketball, you have to relearn that. Relearn the new rules. How do you dribble a ball in a wheelchair? So you guys have some great questions. Hopefully we'll be able to figure some of these out. Awesome. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to actually start reading our story. How they do it, learn. Are their teams only for wheelchairs, or could they have able-bodied people and wheelchair people? Okay, great questions, guys. I'm going keep the rest in mind. Hopefully your questions will be answered by the end of the week. And I'm going to share another screen with you. I'm not telling you the code word yet, Connor, because class is not over. I will tell you the code word when I'm ready for the code word always, okay? So you don't need to ask for it. I'm going to go over your guys' homework with you real quick, because you do have homework that is due tomorrow. Normally it's assigned Monday, due Wednesday, but guess what? Tomorrow is already Wednesday. So that means it's due tomorrow. Okay? So you're going to have to do it today. So that being said, I am going to present my screen again so you can see it. It is the same thing you have done in the past with vocabulary, but guess what? With just different vocabulary words. So really, you should be kind of accustomed to already doing this. This will be our third time doing it, I think. So I'm getting on Mrs. Siddig's Google Classroom. But obviously, if you're in my reading class, you're going to get on mine. And if you're in Mrs. Jones's, you're going to get on Mrs. Jones's. But anyways, I'm waiting for it to start sharing, and then I will go over it with you. I don't see your guys' screen sharing yet. But it's the same thing that we have done in the past. Oh, look, 2 people have already turned it in, and they haven't had reading class yet. That's a problem. Anyways, that means whoever you 2 are, you did not follow my directions. So you're going to choose 3 of the 5 words, and the 5 words are listed: maneuver, specialized, elite, objective, and traditional. you're going to use those words. So don't use specialize. Use specialized. Don't use maneuvered because the word is maneuver. You're going to choose 3 of the 5 words and you're going to write them into sentences. You're going to have 3 sentences total. You get a point for capital letters, punctuation, spelling the word correctly, the actual word, and then the sentence making sense. Yes, Ethan.
Are we allowed to use one of the ones?
Yeah, of course. But you have to have at least 3 sentences, each with 1 vocab word. Don't put all 3 words in one sentence because that's not the directions. You need to have 3 sentences. This is due by tomorrow morning. If there are no questions, I will type in the code word. If you do have a question, feel free to ask now. If you don't have a question, after I give the code word, you can get off, do the code word, and then you can get started on your work. The code is coming into the chat now. It is rain, rain, go away. The chat is rain, rain, go away. So if you do not have questions about homework or what we learned today, you are free to head off, do the code, start working on your homework that is due tomorrow by 7:45 a.m. Rain, rain, go away. Bye, Rainier. Have a great day. Bye, Michaela. Bye, whoever else is waving. You may leave me. If you're in class with me, please log off now. Start working. You guys have 5 minutes. I know that's not the most time. Sorry. Oh, it's supposed to say Tuesdays. Let me change that. That's not a big deal. I can change that. Bye, guys. Yeah, it's supposed to be, don't type the code word in grammar, Rochelle. Why would you type it in grammar if this is reading class? It says Monday's code word. I'm going to change that right now. My bad. I'll change it to Tuesday. Mrs. Kneifel forgot that it was Tuesday, not Monday. I'm going to change it right this second. As soon as I get off of here. Goodbye.